Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Advancement Center once again, and to your world of magic and miracles. The title for today's broadcast, if you remember, said, "Indications are that we don't know where we are going next or what we will do. But we do. We unconsciously are fully aware of exactly what's coming next. All you have to do is remove the governor from the car. Remember those things? Robert just removed the governor, a plastic little insert from our shower. And boy, what a difference that made. So here we go. The not knowing part I liken to being in a rented car in a foreign country with no English spoken, and every intersection has a policeman giving confusing signals and horns are honking at you to hurry along. That's the not knowing part. That is the world where logic is applied to static states, and there's almost no energy flow. Everyone on this call, and that means everyone who has recognized their position on top of the wave, having joined us on our elevated platform of living, recognizes the world picture described above and chooses their mode of transportation, an airborne vehicle with a view from above. So join me. I'm so glad you're here. What we are seeing as we look from our vantage point up here are conflicting news reports, advertisements screaming for our attention and promising us monetary rewards, along with fearful reports on the state of the world, its health, and the impending catastrophes. Every word psychologically tailored to capture our attention. This happens only if we are not bearing our inherent identification with full awareness of our origin and the gifts from there that we are bringing in as our offerings to the world, while standing tall in the knowing of who and what we are. We can be mistakenly put into a wrong category if we don't. And guess what? We're not a category. Anything fixed is a waste of time. Robert said that this weekend, and I said, he's right. Nothing is fixed. The Advancement Center is an energy flow from the universe and from where our majesty is recognized and heralded. Each and every one of us carries a lit beacon for others who are hunting for their true self and for us to recognize them. For 80 years, I have seen myself and been called a guide for others on their journey. Just recently, Robert has noticed more than I ever saw. I love writing, and he marvels at how I can wind back a few days and lay it all out in my journal, perhaps a novel in disguise. Add to that complete events that occurred 30 or 40 years ago as though they happened yesterday. Vivid recollections of my childhood are like scenes taking place in the next room. So many adults expecting a child's responses, usually saying that I was too big for my britches and I couldn't possibly know about that or this. I could see through so much. My freshman year at Ohio State University was a shock when I saw how young women in my dorm treated each other two ways, in front of each other and behind their backs. I couldn't accept that. One night, as I walked back to the dorm in a light, drizzly rain after choral practice, I vividly remember painting a cozy picture of a home with a proverbial white picket fence and a loving family. This was no passing picture. Within several months, I was married at 18. Here's a picture of my wedding. Lo, those many years ago. Magnificent setting. Top of a stone steps. Alone. I said to God above the trees to my right, God, you wouldn't let me make a mistake, would you? As I looked at the parking lot filled with Cadillacs, wondering if I dare. That was a long time ago, and today is now. I can see much more than most people can see, and it is my purpose to reveal what I see to everyone. I always heard, listen to your elders. And then I realized I am the elder. And this elder says, don't ever lose wonder. Color outside the lines in speech as well as in your coloring book. With your personal supercomputer as your prompter, voice what you know to be true and realize that they have been waiting for you to voice and to follow. Stop worrying about being controlled, being labeled, put down, or put up with. Locate that majestic being that entered this realm with so many gifts and deliver them from your open heart with the kindness you have always waited for from others. Encourage expression, welcome differences, and realize that nothing is hackneyed. Be your own design. And you have just designed your own future. Now, watch the world recede as the music comes up and your movie, a blockbuster, begins. I can't wait to stand in line to watch each and every one of your movies that you are making as of this moment. Everyone is a treasure. The Dalai Lama said, and I have so much to say about children, pardon me, and their education, but I'm going to quote him here. He said, my wish is that one day formal education will pay attention to the education of the heart, teaching love, compassion, justice, forgiveness, mindfulness, tolerance, and peace. We must learn that humanity is one big family. We are all brothers and sisters, physically, mentally, and emotionally. But we are still focusing far too much on our differences instead of our commonalities And I change that to our unique individuation of ourselves. Intolerance leads to hatred and division. Our children should grow up with the idea that dialogue, not violence, is the best and most practical way to solve conflicts. But this can become reality only if we educate not just the brain, but also the heart. And once again, remembering the unique individuality of each one sitting there in the classroom is most important. And on that vein, Simeon says, your mind is trying to balance and answer a new question. Stop thinking and start moving to your inner music's rhythm. Be a fish in new water. Such a wonderful feeling. And with your courage, you can surpass everything. Yeah. They talk about walking on hot coals. They do that with no interface between you and your world of magic. Another thing, see other people changing. Enhance other people's fields. Be two magnets together, and the distance doesn't matter. 47 years ago, Danny, my youngest, said when the marriage had failed, he said, oh, you and Daddy are just two magnets turned around. He saw it so simply, as children do, without any need for explanation. Yeah. Yeah. I love when Robert talks about Tinkerbell. I've always loved Tinkerbell. I've always loved Peter Pan. I always loved the flying. I saw it on Broadway, and I remember jumping off the curb when we left. But there was something about Peter Pan was you never have to grow out of the joy of being a child. We have so much to learn from children. They're so simple. And they get to the heart of things. I learned a lot. I've never stopped learning from being with people. I remember some time ago, I told you the story of Isaac, who was a friend of Khalil Gibran. And this time, let's see, I left there in 75. That's a long time ago. That's over 40 years ago. I remember every person I had a close contact with. Why do I remember? Because it was real. And when you touch someone deeply, you're being touched. And that doesn't go away. And Sam was bedridden, a charming gentleman. This was the geriatric ward. And he would tell me how he went to concerts and how he would stand outside waiting for intermission. And when everybody else left, some people didn't go back. And then he slipped in and had a seat. And then if a week went by and I didn't have a chance to say hello to him, he would say, and I would apologize effusively. And he would say, "Oh, that's okay. I just keep replaying our last conversation. Sorry about the bugs." And then there was the little lady. See, you're reaching way deep inside of another one, as well as yourself. And I remember this little lady who said, "I don't know why I'm here. I was always a good girl. I kept the house clean." And I said, "Well, you're from Brooklyn, aren't you?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "Well, you got to Brooklyn before I did. Can you tell me about Coney Island?" And she lit up. There's your answer. Engage. Get to know someone's heart. We can do that every day of the week. We can make friends as we go down the aisle in the supermarket. And there's so much more. And I have to thank Robert, because he said, "Thank you for keeping my writing in front of everyone, but you don't have to do that. They can go to youngsight.com and read all my writing. They want to know you." So this has been fun. And I know it's just the beginning. I think I wrote something. I didn't say it already, because I think better when I'm writing. I think I said, yeah, this is my finale. Watch the world recede as the music comes up and your movie, a blockbuster, begins. So I'm looking forward to your movies. And I am so ready to receive you and to listen to you when you're a guest on this broadcast. So if you have a blockbuster happening, be in touch with me. If you have a message, be in touch with me. We have to start revealing ourselves to ourselves and to everyone, and thereby advancing in the Advancement Center. So thank you for joining me today. And as always, I wish you perfect life, perfect health, and a wonderful magic future. Thank you.